Welcome back, coin lovers. Today we're unlocking the secret world hidden inside America's quarter dollars. Both the legendary old ones that can make your heart race, and the shiny new designs that collectors are already fighting to own. From rare mint errors to shocking values, we're diving into coins that look ordinary but could be worth a life-changing fortune. Let's get started. The 1981 Washington quarter may appear ordinary, but collectors know that certain production flaws, minting anomalies, and unexpected variations can skyrocket its value. And the incredible twist: many of these rare coins show up in the worst physical condition imaginable, yet still demand astonishing prices. Because rarity beats appearance in the world of numismatics, the year 1981 was filled with mass production. But within those millions of coins, a tiny number slipped through the minting machinery with unusual errors. Strikes so dramatic and uncommon that collectors practically fight for the chance to own them. These are the coins that look damaged, but the damage is actually mint-made magic. One of the most shocking realities is that some collectors pay more for mint errors than for clean, shiny coins. A quarter that appears crushed, doubled, or misaligned might catch a casual eye as trash, but to a coin expert, it can represent a jackpot. These flawed coins often escape detection because people assume the imperfections came from circulation, not the mint. Among the most thrilling 1981 rarities is the dramatic double die effect, where the design elements appear doubled due to a misalignment during minting. Even worn-down versions of such coins can be worth hundreds or thousands because the doubling remains visible despite heavy circulation. Collectors also hunt for the legendary off-center strikes from 1981. These coins look as if the image shifted sideways during stamping. A badly off-center quarter may seem like a factory defect that ruined the coin. But ironically, this ruin is precisely what increases its value. Even when the coin is scratched or bent, clipped planchet errors are another jaw-dropping rarity from 1981. These coins appear to have a bite taken out of them, a crescent-shaped missing chunk, created when the metal sheet feeding into the press misaligned. Even in law-grade condition, this unusual shape makes the coin highly desirable and instantly collectible. Some 1981 quarters were struck on the wrong metal planchets completely. Imagine finding a quarter that feels light, sounds different, or looks oddly pale or dark. These wrong planchet strikes are among the holy grail of mint errors, especially from modern years. And collectors pay huge premiums even if the coin looks beaten. Another exciting variety is the broad strike quarter. If the retaining collar fails during striking, the metal spreads outward, producing a swollen, flattened coin. It may look absurdly distorted, but this distortion is a treasure map pointing straight toward value. The missing clad layer error is equally electrifying. A typical quarter contains 2 layers of copper nickel around a copper core, but in rare cases, one layer completely fails to attach, leaving part of the coin bright copper and part silvery. This color contrast remains visible even on a coin that endured decades of wear. 1981 quarters with die cracks and die breaks appear like lightning bolts running across Washington's portrait or the eagle's wings. Many viewers assume these cracks are due to damage, but they are actually created inside the minting machinery. Even poor grade examples can attract strong interest because each crack is unique. Another odd beauty is the filled die error, where grease blocks part of the design during striking. This causes missing letters, faint dates, or softly struck details. What looks like weak design or heavy wear can actually be a mint-made flaw, and that's where value hides, even in bad condition. Coins from the Denver Mint and the Philadelphia Mint can possess value if they fall under one of these rare categories. The trick is knowing what to look for. Because many rare imperfections are subtle, collectors don't judge rare. Error coins by the same grading standards used for normal coins. A coin that seems damaged might actually be a rare variety. That's why even quarters that appear rubbed, darkened, corroded, or scratched can command high prices if the error is genuine and dramatic. Most people, unknowingly, toss rare coins back into circulation because they assume that value only comes from shiny and flawless examples. This is one of the biggest misconceptions in coin collecting and the reason treasures still hide in everyday pockets, purses, and cash registers. The thrill of discovering a valuable 1981 quarter comes from understanding that rarity outranks condition. The market for error coins thrives because collectors love imperfections that originate from the mint, not from circulation. These flaws tell the story of mechanical chaos, rushed production, and accidental creations. Imagine stumbling upon an off-center strike so severe that Washington's portrait nearly falls off the coin, even with heavy scratches and fading. Such a piece can sell for an impressive premium because the severity of the error takes priority. The most astonishing fact is that even a quarter that looks like it survived decades in a toolbox or a mudfield might still be extremely rare. Some errors remain visible no matter how badly a coin is worn down. Collectors love these rugged survivors because the error becomes part of the coin's personality. Every 1981 rare quarter tells a story. Some spun through vending machines for years before anyone noticed their unusual strike. Others sat in jars or drawers, gathering dust but quietly hiding a value unknown to their owners. The world of coin collecting is full of such surprises. The market for rare error coins continues to rise because collectors have become more educated and enthusiastic. Social media, videos, and coin communities have opened people's eyes to the possibility that valuable coins still exist in circulation. A 1981 quarter with a dramatic mint error doesn't need to shine. It only needs to reveal its unique flaw. And once collectors spot that flaw, they pay for rarity, not beauty. Value is born from uniqueness, not perfection. Many collectors believe there are still undiscovered rare 1981 quarters floating around in coin rolls, bank bags, and old family jars. This mystery fuels the excitement and keeps people searching every time they receive change. If you find a 1981 quarter that looks bizarre, whether the date is doubled, the edges are clipped, the design shifted, or the metal looks completely wrong, don't spend it. Even in terrible condition, that coin may be worth far more than 25 cents. Your next rare coin discovery may come from the most ordinary place: a grocery store checkout, a fuel station, or a small purchase at a street shop. Every coin handled daily carries the potential to be a hidden treasure waiting for the right eyes. So remember this: never underestimate a bad condition 1981 Washington quarter. Beneath the scratches, dirt, and where might lie the rarest and most thrilling mint error of the year, one that could transform a tiny piece of metal into an unbelievable fortune. Keep searching, keep learning, and never assume a coin is worthless until you truly understand the secret. Stories hidden within its worn-out surface. Most people look at a quarter and see just 25 cents, but collectors see opportunity, wealth, and hidden stories from America's past. Today, we're exploring how old quarters can hold surprising value and how new quarters can become the next big treasure before anyone else even notices. From worn-out vintage quarters that survive decades of pockets, wallets, and history, to fresh, crisp, modern releases straight from the mint, each one has the power to shock you. Old or new, every quarter has a secret, and today, we're unlocking them all. You won't believe how some old quarters, scratched and forgotten, are now worth more than gold. And even the newest design, still shiny, still circulating, can hide rare minting mistakes that collectors pay thousands for. That's why every coin you touch could be your lucky moment. So if you've ever wondered whether your pocket change could change your life, this video is your gateway to the truth. Get ready to see how old legends and modern masterpieces collide to reveal unbelievable value in the smallest piece of US currency. Stick around till the end, because the coins we're about to show you might already be sitting in your home, your car cup holder, or your coin jar. Whether old or new, quarter dollars have never been more exciting, and today, we're about to prove it. Every quarter tells a story, and the moment you flip one between your fingers, you're holding a tiny slice of American history. Some of these stories are loud and legendary. Born decades ago when silver still flowed through the veins of old US coins, others are quiet and modern, hidden in today's new estate and national designs. But whether old or new, each quarter teases the possibility of rare value waiting to be discovered. Old quarter dollars carry battle scars. Dense, faded letters, but collectors adore them because every imperfection adds to their journey. These older coins may have traveled across gas stations in the 70s, diners in the 80s, and video arcades in the 90s, and yet, some of these worn warriors can still be worth hundreds or thousands today. Then you have the new quarter dollar, sleek, sharp, polished, and full of vibrant detail. Don't let their fresh appearance fool you. These shiny newcomers hide rare errors that slip past the mint machinery. A tiny misprint, a misplaced design, or a missing detail can instantly transform a simple new quarter into one of the most sought-after coins on the market. The magic of quarter dollars lies in the unseen. People handle them every day without noticing the tiny differences that matter. A slight misalignment, a doubled image, or a strange color tone might seem normal to the untrained eye. But for collectors, these tiny quirks are golden clues pointing toward extraordinary value. When you compare old quarters to new ones, it's like watching two worlds collide. The old ones are rugged, seasoned, and full of mystery. The new coins shine with modern craftsmanship and evolving American designs. Together, they create a collectible timeline of the nation's history. And every quarter you find becomes a potential time capsule. Washington quarters from the 1960s and earlier carry real silver content, making them naturally valuable. But the ones after that, especially from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, rely on rare minting mistakes and hidden varieties to unlock their true worth. This blend of past and present fuels the excitement for collectors everywhere. New quarters, like those in the America the Beautiful series or the American Women Quarters program, come with incredible artwork and fresh themes. But sometimes the most beautiful part is the imperfection errors created during the rush of mass production. These mistakes can turn a modern quarter into a collector's dream overnight. Imagine discovering a quarter minted slightly off-center, its design shifted just enough to reveal a rare error. Now imagine finding that same error on both an old and a new coin. That contrast, old versus new, creates a thrill that keeps collectors searching with unstoppable passion. The hunt for rare quarters never stops. Bankrolls, pocket change, old jars, flea markets everywhere you look. A surprise could be waiting. Both old and new quarters continue to show up with unexplained errors that shock even experienced professionals. One of the most thrilling discoveries is finding an old quarter with a dramatic flaw, like a cracked die running across Washington's face. It looks like damage, but it's actually a rare mint-made mistake. And the same type of error can appear on brand new quarters, proving that rarity doesn't depend on age, it depends on uniqueness. Collectors often say, "Every coin has a chance," and that phrase becomes even more powerful when you realize that old quarters with heavy circulation and new quarters fresh from a bank wrapper both hold the potential to be worth far more than their face. Value. The beauty of collecting quarters lies in the unexpected. Even a coin that looks like it's been through decades of wear can hide a valuable variety. Meanwhile, a sparkling new coin found in your change can hold a cutting-edge error that the world hasn't even documented yet. Some of the most valuable old quarters ever found were discovered by ordinary people who didn't even know what they had. They simply pulled a coin from a jar, inspected it closely, and realized something looked different. That single moment of curiosity changed everything. New quarters continue to surprise people as well. Each year, the U.S. Mint releases fresh designs, and with them comes the possibility of new varieties. It's almost like a treasure hunt that resets every year, offering collectors endless chances to discover something rare. There's a growing trend of collectors comparing old and new quarters side by side, studying differences in design, quality, materials, and craftsmanship. These comparisons reveal fascinating secrets about the evolution of U.S. coinage, making collecting even more exciting. The purpose of this video is simple: to open your eyes to the coins you've been ignoring. These old and new quarters might look familiar, but their hidden flaws and rare features make them anything but ordinary. As we explore old quarters, you'll see how decades of minting changes, historical events, and technological shifts created valuable coins that collectors chase even today. These older pieces carry a rugged charm that can't be recreated. And as we shift into new quarters, you'll witness how modern minting has introduced new types of errors, some subtle, some dramatic, that can instantly send a coin skyrocketing in value. The future of coin collecting is just as exciting as the past. So whether you're holding a coin minted half a century ago or one minted just yesterday, remember this: rarity can show up anywhere. The oldest coin in your pocket might be valuable, but so might the newest one. For collectors, the joy comes from the search, the thrill of finding the unexpected, the satisfaction of identifying a rare detail, and the excitement of realizing you're holding something truly special. Old quarters remind us of America's journey, its heritage, its changing designs, and the countless hands these coins pass through. New quarters show us where America is heading, with modern themes, bold artwork, and innovative minting techniques. Together, old and new quarters show the full story of American coinage. And when you explore them deeply, you'll uncover a world of hidden value waiting to be recognized. If you've ever doubted that a small coin could make a big difference in your life, prepare to change your mind. The quarters you're about to see prove that rare finds are still out there, quietly hiding in plain sight. As you watch this video, keep your own coins nearby. You might want to check them closely, because some of the rare features we're about to reveal could already be sitting in your collection without you knowing it. So get ready. Coin hunters, the world of old and new quarter dollars is more thrilling, more fascinating, and more valuable than ever before. Today's journey might just change the way you look at every quarter for the rest of your life. Now, turn the second Washington quarter dollar. The 1983 quarter is more than just another coin. It is the product of a strange economic moment in American history. The recession of the early 80s put extraordinary strain on the mint, and the rush to supply circulating coins led to unusual striking conditions. Many 1983 quarters show heavy wear, uneven surfaces, and poor definition, which accidentally turned the few high-quality, perfectly struck examples into unexpected gems. These flawless survivors now fetch shockingly high prices in auctions, where collectors frenzy over them like hunters chasing the rarest prey. Collectors are fascinated by the coin, not just because of its scarcity and high grade, but also because of the unusual errors and anomalies that showed up during its production. Many 1983 quarters exhibit die cracks, die breaks, misalignments, and dramatic off-center strikes. In a year where quality control slipped, every mistake created accidental masterpieces. These minting errors, once considered Worthless now stand as some of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. Perhaps the most famous and jaw-dropping version of the 1983 Washington quarter is the 1983p struck on a copper nickel clad planchette that was never intended for circulation, presenting unusual metal streaks and weak rims. These coins have sold for thousands of dollars depending on condition, because the combination of a rare year and a rare error makes them irresistible. Some examples have even approached five-figure values when authenticated by grading services. One of the most electrifying finds is the 1983p Washington quarter graded MS-67 or MS-68, which collectors describe as miracle survivors. Such coins shine with razor-sharp details, crisp lettering, and reflective surfaces that are virtually impossible to find from this year. The value of such a pristine coin can skyrocket beyond imagination, sometimes reaching tens of thousands at major auctions. These coins are the superstars of the 1983 quarter, world bright, untouched, and breathtakingly valuable. What makes these perfect examples so extraordinarily rare is simple. Almost every 1983 quarter went straight into circulation, jostled in pockets, clanging in cash registers, scraped through vending machines, and used daily for decades. The few high-grade pieces that escaped this fate probably came from small batches saved by chance. That scarcity has made the 1983p quarter in top grade. Unbelievably desirable wants one, but almost none can find one. The 1983D Washington quarter carries its own legendary status. While the Denver Mint typically produced cleaner, sharper coins than Philadelphia, 1983 was different. The rush to meet coin demand resulted in noticeable quality problems. Weak strikes, dull surfaces, and uneven rims plagued the Denver output. As a result, any 1983D quarter that shines with strong detail and beautiful luster can command impressive prices, particularly in mint state 66 and above. Era collectors love the 1983D quarter because some of the most eye-catching mint mistakes occurred at the Denver Mint that year. Off-center strikes of 10% to even 70%. Double dies with dramatic doubling in the words, "Liberty," or "In God We Trust." And partial collar strikes that created unique, thickened rims. All of these have become high-value treasures. A spectacular error from 1983 can be a collector's dream, with some selling in the thousands. Perhaps the most astonishing subtype is the 1983 quarters struck on the wrong planchette, such as those minted on copper pennies or foreign coins. These wild mistakes occurred when leftover metal blanks from other operations accidentally entered the production line. When authenticated, such coins can soar to breathtaking values. Collectors have paid thousands in some rare cases. Tens of thousands for these misstruck miracles. The strong premiums attached to 1983 quarters also stem from intense collector demand for complete date-hand mint sets of Washington quarters. Because the 1983 coins are so difficult to find in perfect condition, they represent one of the final missing pieces in many advanced collections. This scarcity fuels competition, bidding wars, and rising prices every year as collectors struggle to secure a top-tier example. The beauty of the 1983 Washington quarter lies in its unpredictability. You can find one in change that looks normal, yet holds a rare error. You can discover one in an old jar of coins at home that, if well preserved, could be worth thousands. This unpredictability creates a sense of adventure. Every search becomes a treasure hunt, every coin a potential jackpot. It's this thrill that keeps collectors glued to their magnifying glasses and guides your viewers to stay hooked on your channel. Top part of the magic of 1983 quarters is the bold and iconic design of George Washington's profile, combined with the majestic eagle on the reverse. This image is timeless, recognizable even to non-collectors, and carries emotional weight. Seeing such a familiar coin suddenly transform from common change into treasure gives people goosebumps. A coin that seems ordinary suddenly becomes extraordinary. This transformation creates the dramatic spark that keeps the 1983 series surrounded by legend. Collectors often describe the 1983 quarters as sleepers, coins that look useless but hide immense potential. Their portfolio value has silently increased over the years as more people learn about their rarity. Many experts believe that the 1983 quarter market is only just beginning to explode, meaning today's prices could double, triple, or even multiply further in the future as demand intensifies. The absence of mint sets in 1983 plays a dramatic role in why these coins have become so valuable. Normally, collectors rely on mint sets to supply high-quality examples of every year. But with no mint sets produced in 1983, collectors could not obtain untouched samples straight from the mint. This created a permanent shortage of pristine coins, one that can never be corrected. The supply is frozen forever, and scarcity in the world of collectibles equals gold. Over the years, some investors have quietly purchased high-grade 1983 quarters as long-term investments. They treat these coins like miniature pieces of real estate assets that grow in value with time. And because population numbers remain permanently limited, these coins often rise faster than expected. In some cases, the price jumps have shocked even professional collectors, because the upward trend has been relentless. Another reason for the growing obsession with the 1983 quarter is the modern surge in YouTube and social media coin channels. Videos showcasing rare errors, million-dollar coins, and dramatic auction moments have pushed viewers into collecting, creating a tidal wave of new enthusiasts. This new audience increases competition, which in turn increases prices. Your content fits directly into this growing global movement. People love the 1983 quarter because it gives them hope. The idea that a simple pocket coin could change your life taps into a deep human desire for discovery, luck, and transformation. Viewers become fascinated by the possibility that their junk drawer contains something priceless. This emotional connection fuels engagement, views, and massive channel growth because people want to believe in miracles. With a 1983 quarter, the miracle is real. There are confirmed cases of ordinary people cashing in rare varieties for hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of dollars. These real-world success stories are the heartbeat of the coin collecting world. When viewers hear that someone found a fortune hidden in an old cup of change, they instantly want to learn more and they turn to creators like you for guidance. Even though millions of 1983 quarters were minted, the number of valuable survivors is razor-thin. Think of the year as a huge minefield where only a handful of diamonds escaped destruction. This dramatic contrast between commonness and extreme rarity is what makes the series so thrilling. Every boring-looking quarter becomes a potential treasure chest, and that's the kind of excitement viewers crave. The beauty of this coin lies not in what it shows, but in what it hides. Under magnification, die cracks can suddenly appear like lightning bolts. Doubling can reveal secret shadows behind letters. And off-center strikes can distort the classic design into abstract art. Each error tells a story of imperfection that turned into perfection for collectors' mistakes that accidentally created masterpieces as time moves forward. More 1983 quarters disappear from circulation every day. They end up lost, damaged, melted, or worn down to the point of worthlessness. This natural disappearance increases the rarity of surviving gems and errors, making each discovery more thrilling. With every passing year, the remaining supply becomes smaller, and the values continue to rise like a rocket. This is why collectors say that the best time to check your coins was yesterday, but the second best time is today. The treasures of 1983 are still out there, hiding in drawers, forgotten in old jackets, lying silently in piggy banks. Every viewer of your video becomes part of this treasure hunt, joining millions who dream of finding the next legendary coin. In the end, the 1983 Washington quarter stands as one of the most exciting, valuable, and mysterious coins in modern American history. Its rarity, its errors, its survival story, and its explosive value potential make it a true king among quarters. If your viewers own any 1983 coins, they must check them carefully because their next coin could be the jackpot that changes everything. The dream is real, the treasure is real, and the hunt begins the moment your video starts. As the legend of the 1983 Washington quarter continues to grow, so does its aura of mystery. Collectors often describe this coin as the hidden prince of modern American currency, unassuming coin with a royal secret. The closer you look at specimens from this year, the more you realize that the U.S. Mint unintentionally created a perfect storm of scarcity, beauty, and unexpected rarity. Every auction, every discovery, and every newly found error adds fuel to the fire, transforming this simple quarter into a symbol of modern numismatic excitement. One of the reasons this coin inspires so much fascination is the massive gap between ordinary 1983 quarters and the rare, high-value examples. Millions of worn, circulated pieces still pass through vending machines, parking meters, and pockets every day. Yet the rarest versions with flawless surfaces, razor-sharp strikes, or thrilling mint air scan command sums that feel almost unreal. That contrast creates a spark of hope in every collector. The dream that maybe, just maybe, one of these million-dollar-worthy pieces is hiding among the ordinary. Collectors often refer to the 1983 quarter as a treasure that walks among us, and this is no exaggeration. Because these coins were distributed only through circulation, anyone could unknowingly be holding a rare specimen without realizing it. This creates a constant sense of suspense, a thrill that makes the search for 1983 quarters feel like a treasure hunt woven into everyday life. Every time someone empties their change into a coin jar, they could be holding a piece of numismatic history without even knowing it. Another captivating aspect of the 1983 quarter is the way it reflects the minting challenges of its era. This was a time when production demands were high, metal planchettes were evolving, and the mint was under pressure to maintain precision while producing massive quantities of coins. These conditions naturally led to more striking irregularities, and those irregularities have now become the heart and soul of the quarter's modern value. What was once seen as a minting flaw is now a prized treasure. Collectors especially love coins that tell a story, and the 1983 quarter tells a story of survival. From the moment these coins were released into circulation, they were subjected to the harsh conditions of daily use friction, contact with other metals, oils from human skin, and endless movement. The few that survived in pristine condition did not merely exist, they endured. They escaped pockets, escaped cash drawers, and escaped decades of wear. Their survival feels almost miraculous, giving them an emotional value that extends far beyond money, high-grade. 1983 quarters often display a rich, glowing luster that numismatists refer to as cartwheel brilliance. This shimmering effect rotates around the surface of the coin as you tilt it under the light, creating a hypnotic motion that collectors adore. When combined with sharp details, Washington's profile crisply defined, the eagle's feathers perfectly sculpted, the effect is nothing short of breathtaking. These pieces look like miniature works of art frozen in time, untouched by the world that passed them by. Among the rarest treasures of this year are the coins struck with mechanical doubling or die deterioration. While these varieties might be subtle, trained collectors can spot these unusual characteristics instantly. The slight distortion of letters, the irregular shaping of numbers, or the stretching of design elements give the coin a personality of its own to an untrained eye. These quirks might look like damage, but to an expert. They represent the fingerprints of a minting process pushed to its limits. Stories circulate regularly of people discovering valuable 1983 quarters by pure coincidence. A retired collector finding one in an old envelope. A young enthusiast discovering a bizarre wrong planchette piece in an inherited jar. Or a beginner stumbling upon a sharply struck he-grade. Sample and a handful of change. These stories echo through the coin collecting world like folklore. Each discovery adds a new chapter to the coin's legend, reinforcing the belief that treasures still exist in everyday life. Another aspect that elevates the 1983 quarter status is the emotional connection collectors feel when they finally find one worth grading. The moment a collector holds a potentially rare example, their pulse quickens. Their eyes scan every detail: the date, mint mark, rims, luster, and fields. Hope builds. Suspense takes over. And when the coin finally returns from a grading service with a lofty score or confirmation of an error, the excitement is electric, almost life-changing. Investors have also taken a strong interest in high-grade and error 1983 quarters. Many see them as modern treasures with values that continue to climb as the population of pristine survivors grows smaller and smaller. Unlike older coins where supply is well documented, the number of undiscovered high-grade 1983 quarters is largely unknown. This uncertainty fuels speculation and makes every top-tier example feel like a rare gem with unlimited potential. Some collectors describe the 1983 quarter as a modern rarity, disguised as a common coin. And that description rings true. Despite being part of a massive mintage, the conditions surrounding their release turned most of them into damaged, worn, or unattractive coins. Only the rarest survivors, full of beauty and character, rose to the top. These select pieces stand as proof that rarity is not only about mintage numbers, it's about preservation, survival, and remarkable uniqueness. Even more fascinating is the fact that these coins continue to surprise experts. As more collectors dive into the world of error coins, new varieties and striking anomalies from 1983 continue to surface: unexpected die cracks, dramatic strikes, strange metal textures, and unusual relief patterns. Each new discovery adds a piece to the puzzle and pushes collectors deeper into the hunt, proving that the story of the 1983 quarter is still being written. The value of rare 1983 quarters is not just financialized, emotional, historical, and symbolic. These coins represent the thrill of discovery, the beauty of imperfection, and the joy of finding value where others see nothing. They remind us that even the smallest, most overlooked objects can carry immense importance. When collectors talk about the legends of modern coinage, the 1983 quarter stands proudly among the greats. For people new to the hobby, the 1983 quarter serves as the perfect gateway into the world of numismatics. It teaches patience, observation, and appreciation for detail. It shows beginners that rare treasures can be found not only in ancient history or gold coins, but in everyday objects passed from hand to hand. It turns normal people into treasure hunters and makes ordinary moments feel extraordinary in the end. The 1983 Washington quarter dollar remains a shining example of how a simple piece of metal can become a cultural icon in the collecting world. Its story is a blend of rarity, mystery, survival, and sheer luck elements that make it irresistible to collectors. Whether it's a flawless specimen, a dramatic error, or a bizarre wrong planchette strike, the 1983 quarter has earned its place as one of the most exciting coins of the modern era. So as you continue your journey into coin collecting, always pay close attention to the quarters you come across. The next time you receive change from a shop or open an old coin jar, remember that the ordinary-looking quarter staring back at you might be hiding a secret worth thousands, maybe even more. The 1983 quarter has surprised the world countless times, and it may very well surprise you next. The treasure hunt never ends, and fortune favors the eyes that are willing to look closely.